We're live. Welcome to K6UDA Radio. No, we're not. It is K6UDA Radio, but today it's the 2 Alpha Ham Radio podcast. Thank you guys for joining me. I got nobody in the audience right now, so we're just going to go ahead and talk. Today, something I had started to make a podcast about. I made the podcast, a week or so ago, and this was about a new bill that California is doing, and what the new bill that California is doing. And this is something that I warned everybody in my cop groups, about for years and years, is the thing. It's about useful idiots. And it kind of seems that we as California law enforcement have been made to be the useful idiots in California for the past 25 years. So, about 25 years ago, the California legislature made the Safe Handgun Act. And really what that is all about, what the Safe Handgun Act was about disarming the people of California and taking away as many handguns as possible. And they've done a wonderful, wonderful job of doing that over the past 25 years. One of the main reasons California got the buy-off to do this was they got the support of an organization called PORAC, which is the Peace Officers Research Association in California. This is essentially, PORAC is the Fraternal Order of Police of the West Coast. And this is kind of the largest bargaining unit type of deal, legislative and bargaining unit that California has. Anyway, I'm going to move this one over here so I could actually see it. Got a few people in the house right now. 33 people already watching this. Hope you're here at least for a few minutes for my 2A rants here. The biggest buy-off that California got was, like I said, PORAC, and then CHP and other law enforcement bargaining groups. And how did they do that? Did they say, wow, this is going to be really, really good for you guys not to have an armed public? No, they didn't. This is how they got law enforcement as a whole, as a bargaining unit, to buy off on this. They said, hey, you're exempt. You could buy any handgun you want. We're going to leave you guys alone. You guys are special. You know how to handle your weapons. And we're going to let you buy anything you want that's on the market. Just have to be a cop. California law enforcement, by and large, bought off on this idea 25 years ago and said, this is a good thing. This is a good thing, California voters and California. This will help make you safe, is to have this handgun safety roster, the handgun roster on the books. We're going to get rid of all these evil handguns except for us, except for the cops. Now it's coming back to bite them in the ass because California is passing a new law because now the useful idiots in law enforcement And I'm not saying it's the guys in the street. It's the guys upstairs and the guys in these organizations that run these DSAs, POAs, PORAC. They've really bought off on getting Democratic money. For lack of a better term, it's the Democratic tit that they're all sucking on. And for years and years, it's worked out for them. One of the big things that most of us cops are into is having good quality pistols and rifles and being able to be 2A supporters. Now this gal, oh God, what is her name? And I forget the bill name. I think it's like AB 212 or something, and I forget it, and I apologize. I don't have it up on the screen. I'm going to post that video that I didn't post yet, and you'll be able to see it. But anyway, now PORAC has come out. I made this video and I said, man, you guys in law enforcement, you need to get on your toes. You need to get a hold of PORAC. You need to get a hold of your DSA, of your POA, and you need to apply the pressure for PORAC to now oppose this bill. Well, last week I saw that PORAC has now come out with an amicus brief I believe the 9th. And the amicus brief is now saying, hey, the handgun roster is unconstitutional and you guys need to overturn the handgun roster. This is now coming from law enforcement as a whole in California. Is this a little too late? Too little too late. Man, I tell you guys, for my non-law enforcement friends here in the gallery, 37 of you in the gallery, now 40. You guys have suffered. You're the people that have suffered under the handgun safety roster, the handgun roster in California, which has spread, it's metastasized into handgun rosters in other parts of the country, in other liberal bastions. And man, I'm sorry. As a member of law enforcement for all those years, I stood up personally and I said, this is wrong. This is not something that we should support. This handgun roster and these draconian gun control rules. We needed to oppose it long ago, but we didn't because we had a carve out. We had that special little carve out. Well, now California doesn't need you, law enforcement, and I'm so glad that I'm out of the business and I'm out of California, because now really it's just a headline to me. I mean, in my personal life, it's just a headline. I can buy anything I want that's on the market, just like many of you in free states can buy anything you want that's on the market. It's a legal, lawful product, and you need to. And California now needs to wake up, along with some of the other lefty states. They need to wake up. Crime is not going to get any better. Crime is getting worse. Crime is horrible in California. Some of the people crimes, I call them, crimes against person, assaults and everything, they're down. And they're down because the reporting is down. As people like me move out of California, law-abiding people move out, California is being, their numbers stay as high as they do because they're letting in all these illegals. Oh my God. Did I say illegals? Holy crap. They're letting in all these migrants that are being persecuted in their home countries, but they can't wait and do it legally. So they fly in under the radar. California gives them sanctuary. Well, you know what? These people, they're still afraid of the police. They still won't report the crimes that happen against them. And now with Bruin, this is beautiful. I love it. The chickens are coming home to roost. Eventually, the handgun roster is going to be deemed unconstitutional. The assault weapons ban, so-called assault weapons. Hey, California, define for me, what is an assault weapon? Because I've never seen one. Well, yeah, I have as a cop. I've seen fully automatic MP5s, M16s, and I guess you could call those assault weapons, but everything else, including what I carried on duty, is an AR-15. It's just a semi-automatic rifle. It's not an assault weapon. It's not I don't even, define that for me. And David Hogg, you little piece of crap, you little worthless oxygen thief is what he is. And, I hope nothing happens to David Hogg. I hope he just gets educated one day and learns that the Constitution is the Constitution. And, you can't change it just because you don't like something. God, I had to get that off my... I just had to get that off my shoulders. Hey, let's go to the thing. Andy Cowie, how you doing, brother? He was first in, and my illegitimate love child, Garrett is in the house there. Let's see. Howdy from Idaho. Tom, how you doing, brother? And let's see. Garrett in there. I did see Mike. K8MRD Radio is in the house. Hello, my friend. I was in your house yesterday. Glad to see you in my house today. Let's see. N6 GML is suffering in Mather, California. Send prayers. I do. You know what, my friend? I pray for you guys all the time. I lived for many, many years. I lived down the street from Mather, aka Rancho Cambodia. or well, officially it's Rancho Cordova, but we called it back then Rancho Cambodia. Now I guess they actually call it Mather because Mather Air Force Base once was there. Let's see. Ed Griffin. One bullet can remove the head according. Oh yeah. Yes. A 223 round. Do I have one here? I don't have one close to me. It's a 22. There are some of these lawmakers that are out there saying that a 22 with a little bit more powder, a little bit higher charge, a 223 round, can cut a body in half. Never seen it. Never seen it happen. I don't know. I've handled a lot of homicides, and I've never seen a 223 round cut a body in half or explode the head off anything. It just doesn't happen. Let's see. Assault. Oh, I like this. I like this, Brian. Thank you. Assault is a behavior, not a weapon. Thank you. Yes, assault in California, section 242 of the Penal Code. It never mentions a firearm. Let's see. Anton from Moscow. GA from Moscow. And that, judging from that Radio Charlie 3 Charlie, is Moscow, Russia, not Moscow, Idaho, which has been in the news lately. That's kind of interesting too. Moscow, Idaho, has been in the news for a very famous homicide, quadruple homicide. And what did he use? A knife. So what does that tell me or tell us? That bad people will find a way to do bad things without, no matter what you take away. Now, Idaho has never taken away the right to bear arms. As a matter of fact, we have one of the strongest 2A presence in the entire country. We have one of the lowest crimes against people in the country also. But if you count, a quadruple knife attack, it goes up. But it certainly isn't about 2A, because an armed society is a polite society, I have always found. And I will say this, living here in southern Idaho, our crime rate is so minuscule compared to other places, compared to where I worked and lived in California, in that area. Just, we are doing fantastic here because people still have respect. Let's see. Great Lakes Reliance from Michigan in the house. How you doing? Yeah. K8MRD is just here for the ladies. Sorry, dude. They ain't here. They're all back in California. The sheepdog. PORAC supports liberal politicians if those politicians promise to give LEOs a raise. Yeah, and that's the problem, is I don't believe PORAC is in the best interest of anybody. They're not in the best interest of law enforcement officers. They do some good things on behalf of law enforcement in California. But man, I'll tell you what, PORAC has shafted the shit out of cops in California for years and years. I don't know what else to say. Let's see. Garrett, there's such a thing as an assault rifle. It has an actual definition. As far as assault weapons, those do not have an actual definitions that is pertinent to history and engineering. Well, Garrett, the assault rifle, I don't know. The only time I ever heard assault rifle used, or the first time I ever heard it used, was back in 1989, 1990, when California kind of coined the phrase and started going after, they wanted to start demonizing AR-15s. And then that term spread. It was used in the assault weapons ban of 94. And, the rest is history. That one didn't last too long, but it did set back 2A rights quite a bit for quite a while. Off the topic, because this is the 2 Alpha, the 2A ham radio podcast. What do I think about the Anytone 578 UV plus 3? Is it a good radio for $460? I have one. Is it the 5? I don't know if it's the 3 plus, but I have the Anytone. Is it? Yeah, the Anytone 578 tri-band radio, 2 meter, 440, and what was it? 220 in there. Plus it does digital. So it's a DMR radio. It's an all right radio. It's an okay radio. If you want 220, I would recommend it. It works, I think, very well as a 220 radio. As a DMR radio, DMR is one of those animals that if you're into DMR and you're doing DMR, it's fine. If you want to switch over and you want to do analog, it's okay. If you want to program your radio on the fly somewhere without a computer, it's not so great. And that's the problem with a lot of the DMR radios. They use a Motorola. They're based on a Motorola radio set, which needs to be programmed from a code plug, i.e. a computer. So if you're okay with that, I would say it's probably a fine radio for running around, throwing your car or truck and use like that. Certainly the price isn't bad. You can get other types of radios. You could get Retivus radios that are basically the same footprint. They're almost identical in looks, and I don't know about performance so much, but in looks, in features, there's radios you could get $200-ish that are, I think, much more cost effective. All right, let's see. I'm looking through all of these. Didn't realize it was a Kryptonic. Didn't realize it was stream. Haha. You could not be speaking more of the truth. That's why I kind of do this separately from the whole ham radio thing. I do this from Moscow, Russia. Moscow, Idaho. Yes, Kelly. I have to acknowledge Moscow, Idaho. I said Moscow, Idaho, and okay, just kill me. Let's see. Yes, K8MRD, the knife was black, so it was scary. God, I probably have a whole, oh yeah. Yeah, let me just kind of get through some of these. Yeah. Assault rifle is defined as a select fire that fires an intermediate cartridge. Okay. And a select fire means it has a selector switch. Semi-auto, safe, or a full auto or burst type deal, which is military only. Can't get those in the civilian market, my friends. I know the military was handing them out to law enforcement, but it's a very controlled thing. Got to have inventory of it every year, and if that agency decides to replace them with something else, like an AR-15, like my department did, those M16s have to go back to the federal government. Let's see. What did the Army call the M16? Yeah, it was a battle rifle. It was a battle rifle. I had never heard the term assault rifle prior to 1989. Let's see. Assault rifles. There has been assault potatoes. I love my Anytone 578. I do recommend to have it in the shack. Okay, cool. Very, very cool. Like I said, I have one. I don't have the radio that I have here in the shack is an FTM 400. That is my UHF VHF radio in the shack. In Studio B, I have no UHF VHF radio in the shack, or set up in the shack. Just is what it is. I'm kind of antenna connection poor out there. Let's see. It is not an assault rifle. Let's see. Yes. Garrett. Damn, I wish you were here. I'd put you on camera too and let you jump in. But you only do that when you're on when you're somewhere else. Okay, so let's see. The Honest Abe. Here we go. M16A2. Lightweight air-cooled, gas-operated, magazine-fed, shoulder-fired weapon designed for either automatic, 3-round burst, or semi-automatic fire. Yes. Never once was it called in the military an assault rifle. Gee. But you know what? I think California's going to lose that case. I'm pretty damn sure California's going to lose that case. And even Gruesome Newsom said he was going to lose it anyway. So, they're going to try. They're never going to give up. They're always going to try something new. I hear now that they've added new places to their sensitive places list in their legislation to replace the handgun roster, replace the what they have lost in Bruin, and they're just going to go on and on and on. It's, oh my Lord, it's California, guys. They'll never give up. Let's see. Kryptonic. Look in Norway. They don't have guns, and a guy went out on a spree with a bow and arrow. Yeah, people will always find a way. It doesn't matter that you take away the guns. They'll use knives. They'll use bow and arrow. They'll use cars. Gee, where have I heard of that happening? Using a car. Somewhere back east, I don't think you could get guns back there in one of these states. God, I can't remember, but I kind of remember seeing a video with a car just running over, mowing people down. and the guy got life in prison. Gee. And I think if that was a gun, they would have, well, they did try to outlaw more guns because a guy used a car. But I don't get I don't see the correlation there. Oh yeah, you know what? Bad people will do bad things, no matter what you say. Let's see. WJ6F Radio. How you doing? California is now trying to destroy getting a CCW. Well, they can't do that because of the Bruin decision. But what they are trying to do is make everywhere in California a sensitive place, to the point where if you're 1,000 feet from a daycare or a chiropractor or excuse me, any kind of a place like that, any place that does any kind of medical facility, you're banned from carrying your CCW. Let's see. Yep. It all started in 1989. The guy in Stockton. I was a news photographer back then. I was just transitioning to being a cop. I was a reserve deputy at that time, and still working full time as a news photographer. And I remember that well. Let's see. Yeah, Kryptonic says it happens in the UK with vans and trucks. Wow. Imagine that. I remember they were trying to take butter knives from people in the UK. Honest Abe says there is no definition for an assault rifle in the Army. Garrett returns with assault rifle comes from the German WW World War II. When the SIG 44 was created, the Strum meaning storm or assault, and Gewehr meaning rifle. Okay, you know what? Garrett, guys, in case you don't know, Garrett is he is so fast and furious. He can look anything up. I mean, historically, he gets that phone out there and I call him Cliff Clavin because he does come up with some really good answers. Very, very, very good. So I guess in Germany, it has assault rifle has that meaning. Let's see, Dave. We have a great 2A sheriff. Oh, look at this. Dave, W6CRT. We have Chad Bianco in Riverside County. Newsom and AG Bonta are going to what him? Adder him? Oh, they're going after him with needless investigations. Of course they are. It just is. And they'll keep going after him. I know LA County, they just passed something with their county board that the county board of supervisors, I believe, can now remove the sheriff if they don't like him for some reason. I don't see how that can work. The sheriff is duly elected in California. Well, anywhere in the country, it's kind of in the Constitution. And I don't see how the Board of Soups can override the will of the voters, the will of the people. But good luck to Chad Bianco in Riverside County. Comes to an actual, let's see, page 22. Oh, look at this. God, you guys are awesome. Page 22 clearly states assault gun, any various sizes and types of guns that are self-propelled or mounted tanks and are used for direct fire from close range against point targets. I love it. I love it. Comes from the actual dictionary in the Army. AR 310-25. So, different words have different meanings, and what they have in Germany, or what they had in Germany in World War II, and what we have here in the United States are definitely two different kinds of things. Garrett learned his stuff there from the Cody Firearms Museum in Wyoming. Okay. And Lee says CCW law, because they know magazines, the magazine roster AWB ban is going to be overturned, and they're going to lose in appeals, and they won't be able to stop it. Yep. That's exactly. And honestly, their new CCW ban, you can't make everywhere in the state a sensitive place. Bruin already said that. So it will be overturned. I have no doubt that one will be overturned pretty soon. And if I were FPC, GOA, Cal Guns, any of these organizations, and I would hope that the NRA would jump on this, but who knows if they will. I would sue. I would sue at the district court level and attempt to get a stay put on, or an injunction put on the application of any of these new laws that they'll undoubtedly pass, because it's California. Why do I care? Why should I even give a shit what the crazies in California do? Because it spreads, guys. It spreads across the country. What California does leaks into Nevada, leaks up into Oregon, and decimates. It's like locusts. It moves up. Oregon's got crazy new gun laws now that have been injuncted. They've got injunctions against all that stuff because they're clearly unconstitutional. Washington has crazy ass gun laws. Idaho, we're good. Wyoming, they're good. Utah, kind of good. I guess there's some funny stuff going on there. Guys, it metastasizes, and then at some point it gets to the federal level. And remember the federal 1994 assault weapons ban that sunsetted 10 years later. And now that same horrible oxygen thief, Dianne Feinstein, is trying to do it again. She wants this to be her closing act in the Senate. Holy shit. We have to stand up to these people. You have to write to your elected officials. You guys in California, I know it sounds like a losing proposition, but you got to get it on the record. Do these things. It's hard to do. I get it. Who wants to write to Dianne Feinstein and say, I'm against your evil gun control schemes, and I think you should vote against it? But I'll tell you what, she discounts several thousand of them, but if she can't discount several million of them. And if several million people rose up wrote letters and said, no, we will overturn everything you do. We will go after you with everything in our voting capacity. We will set up a voter initiative that will squash you guys like a bug. Like, gee, I don't know why California hasn't had a voter initiative drive, at least. Whether or not you get it passed or not is another thing. But I gotta move here. Oh, my back. I've been sitting here all morning. Whether or not you get it passed is one thing, but at least you get it on the ballot, and you could easily get it on the ballot. That any elected official in California that passes or tries to pass something that is on its face looking pretty unconstitutional, or that would on its face affect a constitutional right in a way that is for the state, in favor of the state rather than the individual person, is guilty of a crime and will be removed from office, barred from ever having public office, and face criminal charges. I don't know. I think that might stop about half of this crap that you guys see in California and some of these other states. Voter initiative, guys. You guys need to do it. You need to take your state back. Let's see. Let's see, what else do we have? Very true. Wokeness is a disease that spreads worse than you know it. Spreads faster than an STD in a whorehouse. It sure as hell does. Guys, it does. Let's see. Shit spreads east too. Yeah. Bernard, it does. Look at Maryland. Look at Washington. Look at New York. New York is probably as bad as California. I don't know. In some ways, it's worse than California. The tech billionaires and other rich who ruin California. Actually, the whole world society, it's them who makes the homelessness become bigger and bigger. The middle class is dying. Yeah. That's part of it. DK5ONV. So DK5, I imagine, oh God, I can't remember where DK, is it Denmark or somewhere Europe? I get it. Yes, it is the tech oligarchy in a way. It's also the politicians with their one-party rule in California. They just don't get it. Whew, damn. Okay. All right. In a country where our leaders, hang on here. Whoop. Let me get this. John and Soul. Let's see, where the leaders cannot tell you what a woman is, why should we expect them to interpret the intent of the U.S. Constitution? Yeah, definitely. The First Amendment will fall second to the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment will fall first, and then they can do anything they want. After they believe that the people can't fight back, they can institute anything they want. Your Fourth Amendment right, your Fifth Amendment rights, it's all gone. At that point, The Constitution means nothing when the people have no ability to put down a tyrannical government. Tyrannical governments always, every single time throughout history, have trampled on the people. Let's see. Wow, almost at the end of the comments here. Good example is the sale of the electric car law. The electric car law from California. Yeah. Well, that's also the people in the state of California they're brain dead. A lot of them, they just, they see, oh, that would be a good thing. Be good for the environment. Let's all have electric cars and never be able to go anywhere because you can't charge the damn things. Lordy. Okay, so DK5ONV used to live in San Fernando Valley for about 9 years. So he knows the system here. Lee, funny, called his representative and they said they were out of the office for the COVID. That was 2 years ago. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. They're out of the office for 2 years. Gotta love California. Thank you. Let's see. When the second goes, yep, here it is. When the second goes away, kiss the first, the fourth, the fifth, sixth, kiss it all goodbye. They'll do exactly what they want, and they'll tell you what they're going to do. I don't know, guys. Anyway, what else should we talk about? Anything else? You guys have any big suggestions for me? God, this was good. This was cathartic today. I needed this. I needed to freaking yell and scream at I feel better. Electric cars. Anyone that wants to have electric cars to save the earth, but has strip mined half the planet for the lithium batteries. Yeah, you see, this is the same thing, guys. The vegans, not the vegetarian people that say, you know what, I make a choice to eat vegetarian because I think it's better for me. The hardcore PETA vegans, they have absolutely no idea, or the anti-hunters, PETA people. They got no idea where their food comes from, what it takes to produce the food. You know, they want to have their quinoa and their kale, but, farmers out here, they got to kill everything in the ground. They got to kill the moles, the voles, the bugs, the rabbits, everything that lives off the earth there. They got to kill it in order to grow PETA's food. So keep that in mind. The electric car people, these are the same people. They use global warming as a religion, and they want to go off with everybody needs to go electric cars save the earth. It takes an ungodly amount of diesel fuel and equipment and exhaust to mine the materials to make one electric car. It takes 8 hours of huge digging machines to mine that, to get that out. So, if you want an electric car because, hey, having a Tesla is kind of cool and they're fast, They are fast. I got to give you that, man. These cars are fun to drive. If that's why you want an electric car, more power to you. If you think you're saving the earth, you're a moron. You're a freaking moron. Figure out what it takes to make that one lithium battery, and then figure out what it takes to dispose of the old lithium batteries and where those go when you're all done. Let's see. Pistol brace challenge. San Diego County. San Diego County has gone blue. Holy shit. Man. That's I'm sorry to hear that. It doesn't really surprise me though. And you know why? Because people like me move out of California. A lot of big businesses, bigger businesses have moved out, blown the hell out of California. They've gone to Texas. They've gone wherever. You can't sustain a state or a country or anything when all of your producers leave. You have more takers than makers in California now. It's sad. And the makers that are still in California are going to suffer until they decide not to be makers in California. It just is. You guys, I'm sorry to say, you're fighting a losing battle at this point. And short of a complete collapse, I don't see another way out for California. I don't. There may be. I ain't the smartest tool in the shed. Let's see. Pistol brace challenge. Yeah. There's another one. Hopefully that works out for us. I would hope that somebody can get an injunction right now. That would be the smartest thing to do, because there's 40 million people with pistol brace firearms in the United States. There's 40 million pistol braced firearms. So the estimates go. They say, anywhere between 10,000 and 40 million. Guys, it's very much more close to 40 million than it is 10,000. So you've basically taken millions upon millions of law-abiding people and turned them into felons. And that whole registration scheme. Holy crap, I don't even want to go into that. Because by the mere fact of you registering your SBR now, your newly appointed SBR, in a lot of states right now, you are a felon, and the state can go after you right now. They don't have to give you any amnesty. They're not going to be your friend. They'll go after you, and they will make an example of you. All right. Oh, let's see. I think, you know what, guys? We've been going about an hour, and man, it's done me well. Yep. We're going to bury the old batteries. We're going to bury the old batteries in Idaho. No, you're not. Okay. Guys, I'm going to say, let's call this a wrap today. And thank you. Thanks for showing up unannounced. 54 people here. This has been very, very fun. One thumbs down from one lonely loser. on the other side. 41 thumbs up. If you just reach over and hit that thumbs up right now, get that over 50, that would be freaking awesome before I end the stream. Anyway, guys, thanks again for joining me. And we'll try to do it again next, I don't know. We'll try to do it next Monday. I know I missed this Monday. We were doing some stuff. So I'll catch them when I catch them. Anyway, guys, I will catch you later. I'm Bob, K6UDA. I'm out of here. This has been the 2 Alpha Ham Radio Podcast.